Hello, good morning. This is another class today. We are trying to look at the surface of Corel Draw and how to use some of the tools in Corel Draw, creating effects and creating shapes to create beautiful design. Like this one is a sample of a design which I did to invite some students, some people to learn graphics. How did I create something like this? I will show you some of those tips and you will be able to use it to design some other things, not only something like this and other things. Now, I will open a new layer and try to recreate everything from of this. Now, just stay tuned and check through everything. I will also be mentioning some shortcuts because while in the class, some people ask about some shortcuts to Corel Draw. Now, let me quickly copy these and open a new layer. When you want to copy, you click and drag towards the surface of everything you want to copy and Ctrl C. Ctrl C is for copying. Now I've copied. I want to open a new layer. I've opened this place. You can open a new layer from the new window when your Corel Draw opened by clicking on the new document and you click on OK. If you are using CMYK, don't forget what I told you about CMYK and RGB. Now, aside from this place, you can also open your document. Take for instance, you've opened a job like this. You can open a new document by clicking on that plus. I click on the plus, it shows this description. This is a dialog box. On this dialog box, 300 resolution. Remember what I told you about resolution, that the higher the resolution, the higher your quality, but it will be heavy. But the lower your resolution, the lower the quality, though it will be lighter but not sharp enough. Now here is a dialog box. I don't need feet, I want it in inches, or let me even preferably choose cm. Cm is more smaller than inches. Now I click on OK. Here is a new page. Remember, I have copied something from the old design and I pasted it. Why am I pasting it? I just want to put it side by side so that I can remember what I did there. Don't mind me, I may not really remember all of them. Now, I want to redesign something like this. The first thing I do is to create a square which represents a background. You will agree with me, this is a perfect square. What's the size of this perfect square? This perfect square is 21.59 mm by 21.59 mm. Now I can create something like that here. I just click on the rectangle tool and I drag. Mind you, I'm creating a perfect square. If I am creating an ordinary square, I can just drag with my left click and create anything. Any square is not a perfect square. You will see the size is 18.94.947 cm by 23.684 cm. This is not a perfect square, this is a rectangle. This is not what I want. For me to create a perfect square, I haven't selected the rectangle tools. Then I will hold on Ctrl and drag. Holding on Ctrl and drag, I release it. Now I have created a perfect square, but the size is not yet the size of what I wanted to design. Remember the size of this. Remember I had to pick the pick tool immediately after you are done with any of those two. The size of this square which I did is 21.59 cm. I click on it and I change it to 21.59 to 21.59. Now before I change it to 21.59, take note of something. You can see a lock key beside Corel Draw. It is to lock the ratio. Thank God it is locked. That is where the way I used it the last time, but by default most time it is opened. Now if it is opened and I put 21.59, 21.59 here, take note of what will happen when it is opened, when this lock is open. What happened was that only one side changed to that measurement which I want. Only one side changed to that measurement, and which it is automatically changed the shape from square to a rectangle, although just slightly. But because I want it perfect and I don't want to start typing that same number on top and below, I just lock this key and I put my 21.59 and I click on enter. Take note of what happened now. Since I have locked it before I put the number, the measurement, both automatically change. Why? Because this ratio is locked. That's the reason. Now I have got the accurate size. Ctrl P to bring your shape to the center of the page. Now I haven't got to the center of the page. Now I need to create this background. Let me remove this background, let you see it plainly, which I did. Now here is the background. Sorry, undo. Let me copy it instead so that it doesn't affect this. Okay, to copy, I just click on shift and drag to where I want, and I click on left click and right click, both of them together. I don't release it, then I release. Now that's the way I do that. Now having done that, you can see this background. How did I create this background? This background has some dotted underneath it, some dots under, some circle, a circle of patterns under it. Now first I chose this color. What color is this? Well, it's not a color that really have a name, but it's something related to orange. Mind you, color is very wide. It's wider than the number of colors you know. You are familiar with orange, green, blue, yellow, and some of them that you know. There are some color that does not have a name, but they are tinted version of another color. Now here is a color. I want to make this color this type of color. What I do is that I can pick the orange. Remember, as I have said, it is not something I'm printing, so I will prefer to use RGB colors. So I choose orange. I remove the lines here. Now having chosen orange, then I will paint this orange to look like this. How do I paint it? I just choose these two. It's transparent. Then I come to this place and choose uniform. Gradually is going. I can choose 85%. Now I'm almost there. I think so. Yes, I'm almost there. It's not completely there. I can choose 90%. I think I'm there now. Let me place it by the side. Yeah, I'm there now. Now I've gotten my background. This is the background, but that's not all about the background. I still have some dotted circle underneath. How did I create that? Simple. I just pick on my circle tool, that's my ellipse tool. I haven't selected that, then I just give myself space. Now let me tell you, though this is a space for Corel Draw, this space where you have this paper is a space for Corel Draw where you can design which it can be printed, but every other sides, every other surface, window surface can be designed on. Then you move it to the printable area. Now because I want to design the circle, I don't want to design it on here to avoid confusion. I scroll up and zoom in a bit. Now to create a perfect circle is the same way you create a perfect square. Hold on Ctrl and drag. This is my perfect circle. Now I haven't done this perfect circle. I'm selected orange. That background is still orange. Now take note that everything I'm picking around to do this design are orange. You remember the design principle I mentioned, that you try to create uniformity. You try to choose little color. Choose color. You are not to just bombard your design with colors anyhow. It's not necessary you use all color. It may just be two color and the design will look good, or even one color. It's never necessary it must be multiple color. That is how to do a good design. Now having done this circle, I reduce it. When you are reducing, you reduce from that edge. Now I reduce it to this. I increase it, I zoom out so that I can see it in the details. When it is big enough, I'll be able to see it better. Now I duplicate it. I drag, hold on Ctrl. Why did I hold on Ctrl while I drag it? So that it can be on the same line. If I didn't hold on Ctrl, by the time I move it, it will not be perfect on the same line. But because I want to make it on the same line, I drag this. I've not released my mouse, holding on my left key, then I hold on Control. It's on the same line, drag it to the percentage, which the distance I want between the two is calculated with my eyes. I don't want to be too far, so I move it a bit, then I hold on the right click together. Mind you, I'm still holding the left key, I've not released it. I hold on the right click together with it, so by so doing I release. I release the shift key, I release the old key that I was holding. I was holding the shift key, then I held while I drag with the left key. When I get to the place I want to drop it, I added the right key to it, making 3 keys I am holding all together. So I haven't dropped it, that made it a duplicate. Now I have not clicked on anything, mind you. I now click on Ctrl D, that is to duplicate. Ctrl D, 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 D. Now what has happened, what Ctrl D does is to duplicate based on the gap, the space, the distance you've given to this design, to this shape. So what it has done is that the distance between each circle is the same by measurement, by clicking on Ctrl D after dragging the first one. After dragging the first one, if I mistakenly click on any button, that is, I mistakenly click on another shape, that Ctrl D will not work for it again. That is why immediately after I finish dragging the first one, that I have duplicated it to the side, I didn't touch the mouse or touch any key. I just go straight to Ctrl D command, then it duplicates them accordingly. Now I haven't done that. I'm still going to duplicate. This time I highlight every of those circles and drag them down. Don't forget the way I did the first one. I make sure that they are off the gap I want it, the space, the distance I want it, holding on Shift and right click. I'm holding on the 2, then I added left click. You will see the plus signs when I added left click, then I release the 3 together. That's it. I have not touched on anything again. I have not touched on anything, though I can touch the scroll button. If your mouse has scroll button, I can touch it, I can only scroll it, but I cannot touch on any key because I want to press Ctrl D. Now Ctrl D, Ctrl D, Ctrl D, you can see the way it's duplicating it based on the same space between them. Ctrl D. I want to be careful, I wanted to pick something else. So I'm done, so I want to copy all the circle I have created and move it up. Now I have created these circles. Now I haven't done this. What I will do is that I will match them together. Immediately I highlighted everything. There is this command, combine, weld, trim, intersect, and the likes. The one I need is this combine. I want to combine them together to become one shape. Mind you, there are several shapes. Like all of this shape that I have created within 2 minutes now is 252 objects, which I can create more of it. In fact, I'm still going to create more of it, but I want to combine this first. I click on combine, everything combined. Then this is where I want to put it, inside of this place, but it's still big. I will reduce the size now. Reduce the size, then bring it to the surface where I'm going to. Still reduce the size. Yeah, it's there. Now But this circle is still big. If you look at my own, they are very small circles. Those things beautify designs because they are patterned. This circle is still big. So I reduce it again. I think it's okay this way. Now, like this. Now what do I do? Since I have combined this, I just duplicate this one on it. Okay, don't mind forget the way I taught you. Control Shift and move. I want to make sure that they are of the same gap, using my eyes to measure. Holding on Control, I use Control. I do use left key, sorry, to drag, then Control, right key to duplicate. Control D. Done. Duplicate for all the three. Now I still need more. Because I need it to the base. I'm trying to give enough room. Now I highlighted doing the same thing. You notice D. Yep, I think I'm done. Okay, now I've selected all. I haven't selected all. I will combine them also. Now they are all combined. All this shape is now one shape. All this circle is now one shape. Yeah. Then I bring it. I can pick it out now. So therefore, on this layer, I want this thing to go inside. I will right click on it and click on Power Clip. Remember, I brought it outside. I didn't allow it to stay on it because I wanted to power clip on the center. Click on Power Clip. You can see the arrow. Then select where I want it to enter. It has entered into this shape. Then I hold on Control and click on it. What it does is that it takes me inside the Power Clip. What Power Clip does is that it puts a shape inside another shape. So I am now inside the shape I put it. Now I drag it since I can still see that. Now what do I do to do this? I select this transparent 2, and this time around, instead of selecting uniform, I select this. Now you can see this place as black, this place as white. That is, this place is not transparent, this place is transparent. But I don't want this way. I want it to go up. Now this is where I want it. This place is at 100% transparent, that is, you won't see it at all. While this place is at 0% transparent, that is, there's still some quality there. Then I don't want it to be full color. I want it to be lighter. So I will make it 70. Let me choose 70. I think 70 should be okay. Then okay. Now you will notice that that color gradient from the top to the one below, nothing here while there are some here. Well, for me, based on what I did, I go back to the transparent. I move this one down. What this has done is that by moving it down, that means from this place to this place is empty. There is no color there, while from here to this place is gradually having the color. Now finish. I'm done. Now with this, I have created the background. Although my own circle still look a little bit bigger than this tiny one, that tells you I'm just trying to save time. Now I haven't done this. Then what about this color? What did I do to this? What I did was that I created the shape. I can download it. I wanted to create a splash of color. That was what I was trying to do. Since it is trying to invite people for graphics, I want something that will talk about painting, about color splash. So I consider color splash. How did I do that? Pen 2. I choose on pen 2 and I come outside. Click and drag. Click and drag. Don't mind me if it is not perfectly done to meet up that where I did that one. but I'm trying to do it at a rush. Click on drag. Can join it. Now here is it. For sure, you can come to this tool to adjust it. If you think it's not looking good, you can adjust it. Make it look better. Sorry, you can change the movement of the node smooth. Adjust it. I will just manage it this way. Don't mind me that it is not yet exactly like this. I'm trying to save time. I don't want this video to be too long. Now, I haven't done this, then I choose the color orange, though it is not ordinary orange. It is not ordinary orange, it is a dirty orange I use. I remove the outline. Now, how did I pick dirty orange? Dirty orange, I don't think dirty orange is really here. I think this is okay, red brownish orange. No. Well, I remember the way I did it. What I did was that I haven't picked orange, painted this orange. Remember, I will always say it, I'm working with RGB. Don't mistakenly use CMYK if it is an online design you are creating. You won't see anything, it will look good, but while printing it, there may be changes, and that can be a big problem. There may be changes in color. It's not that black, while orange will change to red to blue. No, but the type of orange you chose might have changed. It is common to blue. Now back to my discussion. I haven't chosen this orange. What I did to make it more deeper is that I came and add black to it. How do I add black? Mix black with orange. This is simple. I haven't selected orange and this shape is already orange. I'll come to black and hold on Control and start clicking on black. See what happened? You can see it's changing. Now that's it. That's simply what I did to make it dirty. Oh, sorry, I have forgotten, but no problem. You can still correct. However, this shape is not even fully a full single color. It is a gradient of orange. I just came to this intersect filling, then I drag. You can see that the dirty orange is here, and I put orange here, the real orange here. That's simple the way I achieved that. Now, okay, I have that here, this here. Now, however, it's not over. You can see a gradient of something that make it looks as if it shoot up. How did I do that? I cut some section of this. Now, this is the shape. How did I cut the section? I copy it. Control plus will copy it, or Control C, depending on your keyboard or laptop. Control plus, ordinary plus, delete. Ordinary plus will copy it, or Control C and Control P paste will copy it. I want it to be on top of it like it is. There are two shapes on top of each other. Now I haven't done that. Then I select this to contour. Then I want the contour to be inside. Reduce this 1.5. Enter. I think that's okay. Okay. After I've done that, I click on Ctrl K to separate the contours. Now, then I will copy this and drag and copy to duplicate it. I've got to. I can change the color of this one. I just want to change it so that you can see the difference. The one on top and the one below. Now I want it's too much. That gap is too much. That gap between the black and the green is too much. Now I choose the one under and the one on top, and I come to trim. I selected trim. Now I haven't selected trim. Let me delete this screen. It's not as if I needed it. I just use it to do a cutting. Now you can see what the shape I have cut out. I am trying to cut exactly a shape that moves around this shape. Now I haven't done that. I will change it to white, RGB white. Then I will convert that white to bitmap. Convert to bitmap. Transparent, anti-aliasing, all these are chosen. CMYK, I change it to RGB. Then I click on OK. It's converted. I haven't done that. I come to effects. I select blur, casual blur. Now you can see what happened. I think 7.5 should be okay. For me, I think that 8.5 is better. Okay, 8.5 is better. Now I haven't done this. Then I come to this transparent. I didn't select any one, or should I select? I think this is okay this way. Yes, I can select. I select 35. I make it 35. Okay, now you will notice that this shootout looks like a paint. Now I can select this one on top. Mind you, is still on it. Power clip. I want to put it inside the orange. Now it is inside this orange. Now they are moving together. They are moving together. Now right under. Don't mind me, I have mistakenly duplicated a one underneath. That's why you are seeing this one. I have forgotten. That is why you need to be careful when designing. Now I haven't done this. I right click on this shape which I have created, and I click on power clip. I want to put it inside of this. It's now inside of it. Now I can delete this one which I mistakenly copied. You can see it's there. So that was the way I get this. As I have said, don't mind me that this shape and this shape are not looking alike. I don't want to waste time. That's why I just created anything. But anyhow you create, it's not necessarily it must be like my own. It's still color splash. You just need to create some bubbles around it, just like I did 3 bubbles. Let me leave that to save time. Now I haven't done this. I went to download this from the internet, this picture. Not all. Now I ungroup. These were created by me. I'm not going to do that, tell you how I create that now because of time. I'm trying to wash my time. I don't want to take much of time. I created this and added it to it. This is the only one I downloaded from the internet, from Google. While this, I created these balls as it looks good, like ball as if it's well arranged. I now place it by the side. I just want it to look different from what I downloaded on the online. Now I group it. Let me also please say this, that even this which I downloaded online was created by a designer. It's not as if someone made the Photoshop snapped it. One beautiful thing about design is that sometime, or even most time, you are not the only one that can finish a project. Why? Because there is something you need out there that someone has created a version of it that you will use to do your design, to save you time. It's not as if I can't create this. I can definitely create this, but why will I waste my time creating this, and wish creating this can take me all day, when something like that has been created by someone and is online? They sell something like this. It's not something that you can just get online ordinarily. They are graphic artists that sells design. I sell design also. Okay, now I haven't done this. I place it here. Remember I taught you something about balancing in designing. Balancing. Why I put this shape here and I put this one here, I try to balance these two sides. If I put only this one and I remove this place will be too empty, and I don't want to put this thing in the center based on the way this picture bends. That was why I did it this way. Now I haven't done it this way, and this one is on this side. I decided to arrange all this text on this side. To save time, you can easily type it. I don't want to waste time and start typing. The major thing I want to teach you is what I have shown you, creating the background. To save time, let me just copy it and paste. Copy and paste. So let me assume I have typed them. I arrange them accordingly. The same way, this graphic text that you see that have some gradient that shoots the graphic is the same way I created this color splash that I created it, because it's the major one. You remember I also spoke about hierarchy in design. It's the major content of this design. It's the major information. You know, as a designer, you are passing information. You are a marketer. You are a marketer. It's only that you are not using mouth to do your marketing. You are using design to do your marketing. So you should know the important word in a design and be able to make it bigger and speak louder. So that is why I have done this, to make it speak louder than every other details there. So I haven't done that. I just pick this same, go inside, control and click, pick this same shape and brought it here. When I felt that this place is also not looking balanced, I brought it here. I now rotate it. I rotate it and I reduce it a bit. Now, someone will say, yes, but this one and this one, they are not looking alike here. What's the one I used here and this one are looking alike? Yes, it's because I don't want to waste time. I should have edited this and recreate it. Why am I not using the same thing? Because by nature, if two colors splashed on the floor, both of them can never be the same shape. Take for instance, you put water in a cup and suddenly pours away, and you have about 2-3 splash on the floor. Both of them can never be the same shape. That is why I don't want them to be in the same shape. That is why I didn't do this to be in the same shape. The way this one splash is different from the way this one splash, because by nature, by naturality, when there is a splash of water, ink or anything, they are not of the same shape. Now, having done that, you can see that I have achieved this design, and that is simply the way I achieved it. I will advise you also practice the same and you'll be able to do better. If this video has really helped you, just click on like and subscribe. Thank you, and have a wonderful